Okay, go.
Action.
Okay, well, thank you for doing that, because we didn't think our sponsors at all when we started out. So our sponsors, Pitcher Leads.
Hey,
Pitcher
speaking of
Leads.
which,
And yes, so
blue,
there we go. We got a little
blue,
bit
my favorite.
a bit of gin and tonic.
Let's a gin and tonic.
Frank and Roland in the studio, obviously,
Thank you,
tonight,
Pitcher
as you know.
Leads.
And Pitcher Leads always have been supporting us from the beginning. So cheers to Gary, Andy, Justin, and the guys in town. Always ready to help, and also supporting our live shows too, which is fantastic.
We're cousins. We didn't see each other for like 20 years. We reconnect. We grew up
Cousins.
Like this is literally. I mean, I love Barry Hilton. He's one of my absolute heroes. But this is actually my cousin. Okay, like literally by blood. Wow. So we were those little boys on Stranger Things. You know, they ride the bikes and go camping and whatever in the 80s. We were those little boys. Inseparable.
BMX.
Next year, Chopper. Mongoose. That's more his thing.
Mongoose. What did you have? Mongoose.
I had a Spitfire.
A Spitfire. Yeah. Was it the silver? Was it like the chromey one?
No, it was like yellow with red.
Oh, really? Yellow and red.
Yeah.
So those are winners, though.
It's like an off-brand mongoose.
Okay.
yeah. But anyway, we were those guys. We went camping out, at 11 years of age and whatever. It was another world. Just the two of us. Just on the mind.
Randomly in the felt.
In the felt.
70s parents. Eh? They used to leave us on the verge in the car, sleeping in the car, and they party inside. Drive home probably after a dog.
No seatbelts. They're like, look at the law, it's changing. You got to wear a seatbelt.
Yeah,
what's the government coming to?
They're trying to dictate anything.
So, but now we said that we were those guys.
Yeah.
Off he goes to work on the ships. Okay. He was I mean, you can tell your own story.
What was it?
Okay, but I'll tell you.
No. What did you do?
I was a photographer.
Oh, photographer.
Yeah. So
AV.
Let me tell you the story of Frank. He's the most humble guy you'll ever meet. He's like, well, I was a photographer or whatever. But when film became digital, and they needed to learn how to digitize it, put it on the computer, then, of course, you needed the computer.
Yeah.
Then you needed one ship to do what another ship could do. And they would say, who can we... And he ended up doing a whole lot of work other than snapping the photos in this digital transition.
That job must have been quite hectic, because were you on ships the whole time?
No.
On the sea?
Well, I did that for like 3.5 years.
Okay.
Back in the early 2000s.
Okay.
So.
And then moved on to other stuff.
So then I met a girl, got married.
Oh, medical, got married. Okay.
The romance. No, Frank. The man's got game. You know what I mean? No, he's got that thing. Right. That X factor.
Yes.
I still don't know what it is either.
But his was international level.
And then you deciding that you hook up with this batshit crazy guy,
dude, and
decide you're gonna hit the flipping road and at 51 you being irresponsible.
So we thought it was irresponsible not to.
You see now. No, but here's the thing. We did an interview with a travel journalist recently, and he asked Frank the question, and he said, "How many people said to you, 'What are you thinking? Don't do this'?" What was your answer?
Not enough.
People were like, "This is awesome. Yeah, this is perfect for you guys." But here's the thing, though. Yes. So you've gotten so much. I mean, you've got some skills, because we got together. We talked about this thing. We'll tell you that story in a minute. But we decide we're going to do this. And he says to me, "I'll go to war with you. Goodwill hunting. I will lie down in traffic for you.
I will.
But the one thing I will not do, even for you, is speak on camera."
Too late, Frank. Too late. You're in.
So he's an extremely deeply informed guy on all of these things. However, he goes off and does this wonderful life, this exotic life.
Yes.
I come, I stay in South Africa, do my thing, whatever. He goes off and does that. He did some medical work at one stage. I mean, like in hospitals and stuff.
Nursing.
Okay.
Qualified.
Nursing.
Yeah. Saving lives.
Well, just looking after.
Putting in catheters.
Doing the glamour work.
Doing colonic evacuations.
Exactly, right.
Oh, lovely.
Then, I mean, he rewired like buildings. He did a police station in Houston.
Networking IT.
In Houston as well.
Yeah.
See, that's like
a small police station.
Yeah, it's only a small police station in Houston, and I wired
Texas.
Yeah, he does all of that stuff. So half a dozen different careers.
Yeah.
Okay, ends up coming back after 20 years. I've also done half a dozen different careers like comedy and directing and acting and radio and all these things. Yeah. So the two of us come together.
Now you both end up in PE. I mean, Frank, how did you get to PE, or did you?
Well, I came back here to relocate it.
Okay.
And my sister and brother-in-law live in the Crags. So
okay. Oh, the Crags.
Oh, the Crags.
Oh, Frank's family are in the Crags. So I mean, you could always go and retire with your family.
Yeah. So that was kind of the idea I thought I had until I met. we reconnected and then.
Oh, classic. So you reconnected with Roland then. Oh my God! So you go around filming yourselves constantly.
We've got it technical. This.
Right,
come on, no.
In fact, what are we doing here? We can actually put this on Frank. Then when he talks, we can hear him properly. Here we go.
No, I have to talk.
Yeah, we have to. There we go. Look at that now.
I told him you didn't have to.
And this is going to be our mic over here. This one over here.
Gino,
we've got more than enough.
Yeah.
So you guys, can you hear us now?
And Frank. On us. Hope you can hear us over there.
Give him a test 1, 2, Frank.
1, 2, Frank.
Test 1, 2, Frank.
Yeah, you see now.
Excellent.
Yeah, so he said, I won't talk on camera, and I said, no problem. Turns out he loves all the technical aspects and the cameras and the equipment. He's got gas at the moment. Do you know gas?
Oh, I was going to say, I didn't smell anything, but...
No. GAS, Gear Acquisition Syndrome. Have you had it?
I have had that. I've got 5 drum kits.
You see. But now
it.
the two of you have something in common.
Yeah.
When the show is over, so we do this incredible shoot. We do this high energy stuff. We plan, we jump off things, we do whatever. And then I go, oh, brilliant. And then Frank starts working because you must never be the drummer in a band.
Oh, man.
You know, you're packing
Editing.
up. No, packing up the
packing
drums. Like I'm the Monflaky guy.
Yeah. And then you're chatting to all the guys.
Yeah. And what's Gino doing?
Doing the marketing.
What's Gino doing? Oh, symbol.
Oh, no, I get it. Symbols, yeah. No, look, I'm used to it. I've got to come clean and say that I'm the guy that chats to all the guys after the show, and Alan or Gary or and the tech team or.
Let's send a shout out to the guys packing the drums. Yes. Frank feels your pain, guys. Frank feels your pain.
They eventually come to me like, Gino, we really want to go. We're getting cold. We're getting cold now.
That's what he says.
So
you might not be able to see it in our attire, right? But one of us doesn't really feel the cold as much as the other. The story of how this thing started is a very strange thing.
Yeah.
His birthday is on the 8th of March. My birthday is on the 10th of January. We were born in the same year. And we celebrated my birthday. He took me to St. Francis.
Nice.
So we got a little place there. We had the weekend. We watched UFC all night. No, what do you mean? Cruise no, watching UFC. Punch him. It was like a guys' weekend.
Made fires.
Nice. Stood next to Anyway, then it's my turn now because he's in March. So I decide, and we both were feeling a little bit like out of sorts, tired, whatever. You just like he's just come back from 20 years over there. He's reconnected, he's done it, but you're feeling like, oh, man, something just isn't, like, there's something nagging at you kind of vibe, that sort of thing. And then I take him to Vleesbaai. Have you heard of Vleesbaai?
Ek het al gehoor, maar waar is dit?
Vleesbaai ver, aan die kant, amper by tussen Groot Brak en Klein Brak. Dis nie Brak en
Weskus nie.
Is amper
suiderlike.
Ja, jy verby George. Ja, George is jou naam vergeet en dan is jy by Vleesbaai.
Okay, dis Mosselbaai.
Ja,
by Mosselbaai. Vleesbaai.
Ja.
Yes,
you can lekker. So we were sitting there, and the reason I took him there is because there's not much of anything. It's basically like a gated community called a town, if you know what I mean. It's like you can get in on the boom, and that's why we went there. Because he loves astronomy. And I thought to myself, we can sit under an endless sky.
Isn't Sutherland the place for astronomy, isn't it?
How cold does he get, bro?
All right.
And also, it was his birthday, it was my budget. You know what I mean? The petrol went to Vleesbaai, okay? So we're sitting there in our little pandoki on the hill there, having a fire there, and we're sitting there going, God, what is it that, there's a certain age, I call it decade sickness. If you're 29, 39, 49, you start thinking, what's my life come to? But now we've just both turned 51. and we're going, and then you start talking about what you haven't done and what you don't have, and we start listing all the things we don't have. We haven't got this and we haven't got that, and we've got none of this and none of that, and no responsibilities and no. And he goes, well, hang on, just go back to that previous one. And we said, actually, I mean, my daughter's in the States. She's in her 30s. You know what I mean? He doesn't have kids. There's no houses and cars and bonds and all sorts, that kind of stuff that you should have accumulated. This is part of our saying, we missed it completely. And then we're going, hang on a second. We also don't have to maintain any of those things.
Yeah.
So we could go anywhere. Yeah. When? Tomorrow. Yeah. So he's like, okay, well, I've got a couple of things to tie up my end. What have you got done? So, well, it wouldn't mean giving up my job. And he goes, okay, well, if you had to do something for the rest of your life that involves your creativity and whatever, would you want to do that? I'm like, yeah. He says, where? I'm like, well, everywhere. He said, how about we go there?
Yeah.
Everywhere. So I was actually chatting to...
I like the cut of your jib. It does sound good.
I was actually chatting to Lee from I'll Go for Breakfast.
Yes,
so I'm chatting to her the one day and I was like, Frank, and he said this to me and then he said this to me, and one of the other things he said really meant a lot to me, and she said, but for a guy who doesn't talk a lot, Frank sure says a lot.
Yeah, that's
So in our reconnection, there was a lot of this, and we decided, if we had to change our lives and go and do this thing, we would want to do that. And one of the things we'd want to do is we'd want to go interesting places. Oh, the thing that really changed my life. Guys. So we're sitting there. This guy says to me one day, he says, it was one day, it was like 5 months ago.
Yeah.
One day, in the early days of our reconnection. Back in the olden days, in the 2024 period, he says to me right in December somewhere, he says, after coming back, after 20 years, I met some friends over the years coming back to visit, and you meet someone, and then you meet them 7 years later, and then you meet them 8 years later, and you're chatting around the braai, and they're telling the same stories. And he said, I don't want to be that guy.
Yeah.
You don't have to change the world. You just have to
make
new stories. And in that moment, my whole life changed, because I realized I've wanted to try and change the world with creativity and inspiration and all these things. But you don't have to. You just have to make new stories.
Make new stories. You're so right.
That's crazy.
Oh, I get stuck in the old stories as well. Everybody loves it.
Yeah, we do.
It's nostalgia, but at the same time, you can make nostalgia right now. You
don't have to let go of the old stories.
Yeah.
It's going to make new ones.
Exactly.
Well,
exactly.
So don't get stuck in it.
Yeah.
Facilitate that.
Oh, you can.
But having said that, so the thing was, imagine we did change the world by making new stories and sharing this. And what if what we were doing actually inspired someone else to make a new story? So someone else is 51 and they're sitting, I don't know where they went for their holiday. Maybe they did go all the way to Sutherland.
Maybe they're 54. Turning 55 this year.
Wearing colours.
They could be as young as that.
They could. Oh. And they could have 6 extra drum kits that are sitting around just lying there gathering dust, and they're thinking, who has put together 7 drum kits and made a video? I don't know. And maybe they go, I'm going to hang them from the ceiling, and I'm going to do a video playing 12 kits at once, because you're going to borrow from Ronnie and the guys as well.
Exactly.
So, make new stories.
But you're right.
Be inspired.
Inspiring people. In fact, talking about other people, let's see who's online here at the moment. Let's check if it's to you. Tom Swartz.
Yeah. Now that is a legend.
No, he knows how to survive.
Even the Philippines.
Was it the Philippines? Tom's one, I can't remember.
But now Tom, here's the thing though. He says, going to be epic. And you know why? Because we've been talking. And there's some plans afoot. We are... He's
the right guy to have.
Well, so part of what we're doing is we decided, it's in one of our videos, you can check it out on YouTube. Great Adventure Guys. Go and check out the videos. One of them is, if you could be anything, what should you be? Epic. Be epic.
I see there was actually a picture. There was a picture of Be Epic there. So we can pick it up.
See,
there we go. Let's be epic.
So we're just going to watch that video and you'll see some of the plans we've got. Because instead of just doing something, you do it properly. Yeah. So, for example, Tom, we're not just going to say, let's do something interesting. Yeah. We've come up with some things.
Something to do.
And I think he's like the quintessential South African Survivor winner. In my mind, probably best exponent of South African Survivor winners. Now, You can't say to him, "Oh, Tom, let's just have you on." No, you got to challenge him and see if you can match. I doubt we can, but I'm willing to try. I'm willing to try.
Tom, I know you're a strong bastard, and he's also a doer.
He
loves to get out and do stuff. Like he's not scared. There's no fear there.
No. That's part of what makes me afraid. But having said that, I will try.
I think he might be scared of Nikki because Nikki, his wife, Nikki can.
Everyone's scared of Nikki.
Listen. She actually helped us. We did one of our videos. We needed a kitchen at short notice.
Yeah.
We're like, Nikki, are you at home? She said, yes. So we're coming over. We got there. She said, what are you doing? We said, we're filming in your kitchen. She's like, who was going to tell me about this? But she actually did let us do it eventually. And her kitchen looks amazing on camera. It's almost a better actor than I am.
Oh, yeah.
The kitchen just comes through strong, you know.
No, she's a great lady.
They love
we had her on the show a little while ago now, but one of my best shows. Really
No. Well, the thing with her, I call her my guru.
Yeah.
And can I tell you why? She has incredible wisdom and insight and all those things. But one thing she can see is when you tell her stories about your life or what you're thinking or feeling, she sees straight through it and goes, okay, what's really going on? What about this?
Yeah, what about that? How about that?
So she calls me whenever I'm telling myself. So it's another thing we've realized recently. A lot of the things we don't do in life is because of the stories we're telling ourselves.
Yeah.
I'm too old to do this, or I'm too whatever. And that's actually not necessarily the universal truth of all existence. You're telling yourself, I can't do this because, that sort of thing. So, she's the kind of one that'll say, what are you telling yourself?
Yeah.
And I'll be like, so insightful so soon. I've only been here 5 minutes. You're calling me already, But he does that a lot as well. So.
But it sounds like Frank's that guy. You both have sort of got a section in your life where you feel like, you're going to make some memories. You're going to make some stuff happen, and it's so right. We were talking about it earlier that now is the right time to do it. Doesn't matter. You can convince yourself not to.
Absolutely. All the time.
So we actually had an interesting conversation, and this is it's pretty morbid when you think about it. But you are sitting in Fleers Bay in utter darkness with a fire, and you're going, but what if you've only got 10 years left in you?
Yeah.
5 years.
We've
all had friends who've passed. I've had some great friends who've passed younger than they should have and whatever. Yeah. And actually recently I had an interesting experience. A friend of mine passed, and someone contacted me and said, how are you feeling about his passing? And I said, I've got the strangest feeling. He lived so fully. Yeah. So extremely fully. This thing that we're just discovering at 51, he discovered 10 years earlier. And for 10 years, he was trying to shake me and say, come on, you can live fully. He's the kind of guy who would get on a plane on a Thursday so that he could be at a concert in Albania on a Saturday night or something after a 72-hour flight.
Doing stuff.
And he just did it. He made new memories. Yeah. And he was living in this space all the time. And so when he passed, I said to Frank, I'm really sad for us that are going to miss him. I'm sad for us. Yeah. But I have a level of peace about him having lived, having done this stuff. So we had that morbid conversation. None of us imagine you only got 5 years left or 10 years left or 50, whatever it is. And then he was like, well, then we can't wait a day longer. Yeah. We better start. And the whole thing is, you've got a story right now. You've got a dream. You've got something. Your adventure is in you right now. You've got this thing in you, this creativity, this whatever, and you step out and you do it. It's, or you can tell yourself stories like, okay, I should be responsible, and I shouldn't do this before I'm 30, or I shouldn't do this after I'm 40, or I should, these stories, or something, your book that you want to write, or there's something that you want to do, and you tell yourself a story about, I don't know why, but it's an adventure, it's a risk, it's a something. Yeah. So we've decided that actually the biggest risk, it's an old trope, but the biggest risk is waiting so long before you just just make a new story. You don't even have to, our first video is called We Quit Everything. No house, no car, no job, no problem, And then the second video is we tell an old lady called Gertrude, send us a message saying, are you boys going to be all right? So then we showed all our planning about we're going to do it.
You'd have to just fill us in on some of the stories. Give us a synopsis of some of the stories that you've done so far. And so that people can also tell people where to go to have a look.
Okay, so this is the main thing. It's called. We started calling it the Great Adventure.
Yeah,
there it is.
That's it.
Yeah,
Beautiful.
the merch check. This body is a billboard. Potential sponsors out there, look at the square meterage. You understand? You're not going to get the same value here. You know what I mean? You get the value in height.
Yeah.
You understand? But
it.
if you're looking for like a low center of gravity, lots of square meterage, you know,
Good for branding.
But no, jokes aside, we started this thing as the Great Adventure, and people have sort of started messaging us going, Great Adventure guys. So we're like, yeah, we're the Great Adventure guys. Yeah. And the idea is we're going to go places. Do you remember that old show called Going Nowhere Slowly?
Yes.
I think it was Kurt and the guys.
Kurt.
Remember? And Malcolm and Conrad.
And Stuart Taylor.
Yes. And Stuart,
Taylor,
And that was just iconic.
Yeah.
Iconic. There's like we've met very few people who don't remember those shows.
Yeah.
And what they did. And they went to places that you might know of, but you don't really know, and they show you things that are there that you didn't know were there. Yeah. So we thought, imagine we could do that, but just more intense. Like, and that's what's your favorite show? Mythbusters.
Oh yeah, I like it.
Love it.
And then we said, what if we took like Going Nowhere Slowly with a bit of a tourism, like let's find interesting things, but when you get there, don't top billing it. Love top billing, absolutely, but. So we heard about a place with a natural amphitheater. Yeah. So we thought, instead of going like top billing, and here we have a natural amphitheater. You can travel many miles and you can stop here and look at it.
Yes.
Potentially you could speak and it may echo. You know? So why would we go all the way there and do that?
Sure.
You know what you do? Cut to a shot of me dressed as Russell Crowe going, are you not entertained? Bring forth your greatest warrior. Guess who signed up? Garth Collins. It's there among the pictures.
Really?
There it is.
Oh, there we go. Okay.
There it is. He has signed up. I'm going to fight him in a natural amphitheater. That's from the David and Goliath movie. He played Goliath. He is huge.
Are you going to go?
We're going to do a gladiator battle. No, gladiators like that.
Well, it's kind of WWE.
Well, I mean, it's like 2000 BCE vibes. Yeah. So and he's agreed. Yeah, he's agreed to do it. So I'm gonna obviously, you don't really want to use like real swords, but they are actually gonna choreograph it and so on. So we thought, let's, instead of just going there and finding a natural amphitheater, let's have an adventure. Let's tell a story. Let's get him done. Let's have some fun. Yeah. And we signed on, and then I don't know if you got the mermaid one. They're there,
Yes, so tell us about the mermaid.
This picture that you see there, that picture over there, that one. 41 million views on TikTok. Everyone is debating, is it real, isn't it, whatever.
It's a TikTok thing, I think.
41 million views. We found her. That was filmed in South Africa, and we are going to catch her in the ocean. We know where to go. We're going to find her. But now, so you've got that, and also, Frank is a fan of rock. He absolutely loves geology.
Well, both types of rock.
But actually, that's true. No, that is true.
But it's very interesting, Frank, because I mean, I would love to sit with you and check it out, and you said you can explain stuff to me, because I remember it from geography, and I'm remembering the basalt and the thing, and then you see a stone sticking out of and they say, well, weathering did that, took away all this topsoil, and it's this beautiful rock now.
Well, what I really want to do is just find a fossil before I become one.
All right.
Speaking of which, did you know New Bethesda, where the Owl House, Owl House, Helen Martin's?
Yeah, absolutely.
No relation. Okay. I don't know.
That we know of.
We don't know.
But in New Bethesda, they do. There's a fossil trail that you can walk because there's the whole splitting of the ancient continent of Gondwana and everything. So there was a whole lot of water across the whole Karoo at some point.
Yes, it was a sea, wasn't it?
Right.
Yeah. Okay.
So there's a lot of sedimentation, blah blah blah, that's caused a lot of these fossils, which he's really keen to find. So we are going to New Bethesda. This is also all planned and everything, and we're going to answer the question that you cannot find an answer to anywhere on the internet, not Wikipedia, not Google, nowhere can you find the answer to this question. Can you hunt fossils in New Bethesda wearing a bikini? We will answer that once and for all.
Certainly Roland is going to answer that for us.
Stay tuned, everybody.
Yeah,
and I want you to know it's not what you think. You never know what could pop up on our channel. You never know.
Like what's he going to pick up the fossils with?
No.
That's what I'm worried about.
Well, who? You never know. You never know. So the whole thing is we're going to go places that you might have known and find things that you may never have known about.
Okay.
And we're going to do epic things in otherwise unknown places, not unknown, unexplored places. You know, places that people have, you drive through. Because we were driving to Craddock in pre-production, we drove there and I said, you know, the road is so beautiful, but as you get through the pass, the Olifantscourt Pass, and you go down those long plains of Kamdaboo.
Yes,
you know?
beautiful, eh?
They are so beautiful. But if you've got no reason to be there, they can be long. We all drive past them, and we, even down the garden route, we're going to be doing a bit of stuff down the garden route side, and you drive past all those beautiful trees in the Tsitsikamma, and you get through there, and you could just turn left or right. You will be shocked at what you find. There are so many treasures right across this area. And so we want to go and explore those places, but also then just be epic about it. Do something epic, you know? So follow the journey with us. The whole idea is you get to see things you might never have seen. Yeah, let's be epic. Yeah. I've got some guys from Cape Town.
Oh, yeah.
They are quoting me at the moment because what is the most epic thing you can do on a set of an action movie? Get set on fire, of course. Oh. So I want to get set alight, like, you know, that full body burn thing.
Yeah.
But you
want is a strong word.
Sorry?
Want is a strong word.
Okay, I'm keen to try it. But now, one of the things about this journey, even in pre-production, the things we've learned, it's so incredible. Did you know that every time you burn someone for a movie, you need 4 qualified guys around them? 4! Because lighting the guy is not really, even, you know,
putting him out,
giving and timelessly in the right way without compressing the gel and stuff inside the clothes. There's a whole lot of stuff that goes into it. And you have to be trained.
I mean, who wouldn't want a whole lot of gel that's flammable gel
all over there? But having said that, in the process of just researching this and getting it together, we're learning these things. I didn't know it takes 4 guys. I didn't know that, you know, so I'm learning. Dude, there's even a video, there's a shorts, you know, on YouTube you go, you can click on shorts. There's a video there, crags. One night I came into my room there's a scorpion.
Oh, geez.
And he's like, oh, that's so cool. I'm like, cool. Well, they go, no, check this. And they took the torch, what's it? Black light UV torch.
Yes.
Did you know that every scorpion, if you put it under UV, it glows. Glows bright yellow.
So any scorpion does that? Is that just to stick their blood?
It's actually, I looked it up. It's in the shells, the actual the crust.
The crust
of the station.
Scorpion safety 101.
Get your UV torch. It's more useful than you think. So we've run our adventure according to 3 rules. Never stop learning. Well, first, have fun. Second,
most importantly.
Most importantly, have fun.
Yes.
Don't stop learning. And don't stop.
You got the right combination here.
A lot of people, I always say the world will stop you, life will stop you, the economy will stop you, someone will stop you, but don't you stop you.
Because it's relentless. It does. I mean, I know even with the show, it gets relentless because it's fantastic. Every time I do it, I enjoy it. But to actually get that next guest on the next thing on the next, and for you, it's going to be the next trip, the next thing. That's going to be hard.
However, one of the elements here is when you build up to a certain level of following, as you've seen as well, a certain level of following, it starts to monetize, it starts to pay for itself, it starts to equalize. The algorithms on the various sites will suggest you to people.
It's got a tipping point.
Right. So what we decided was, instead of taking 5 years for people to get to know us, we are going to go on an epic adventure. So we are launching, you heard it first on Gino Spot, 100 days of adventure, 100 days right across the Eastern Cape and Garden Route. We are launching on the 25th of June, i.e. this month. It's tomorrow, 2 weeks. The launch party is, can I advertise at Tapas? Launch party 7:30 on the 25th. We want to see all of you there. Yeah, with dog. Yeah. Yeah. So we're going to launch there. And everybody is welcome, and we've also got something else that we're gonna like show, but we can't. But this is the launch. The launch is happening the 25th, and that starts day one of 100. As far as we know, there is no South African YouTuber that has done 100 days of adventure consecutively, posting every single day of the adventure.
That is insane.
There's a nice Afrikaans expression that really encapsulates it. Have you ever heard this one? Jy pluk 'n lat for your eie gat.
You are absolutely right. Because that takes relentless to a whole new level.
So we're going to be relentless.
Well, I hope to see some geological.
25th, that is correct.
25th, yes. She's going to put it up on the screen as well.
Thank you. 25th. We'll be advertising. Great adventure, guys. Go and follow us everywhere. We're on Facebook. We're on TikTok. We are on YouTube. You
can follow. In fact,
it's called Fix It. Fix It. Okay. FYXIT. Okay. Facebook, YouTube, X, Insta, and TikTok. You can follow us anyway. Great adventure, guys. All the invites will be there, but you are most welcome. We want to see you there.
The great adventure, guys.
We need millennials and Gen Zs. We've had a lot of them who've been very generous. I'm sure you've learned a lot from your own son.
Plenty.
No,
he tells me
internet knowledge is hereditary.
Yeah, this is great.
Comes from
fantastic. I love it. I mean, I thought Yahoo was when you found 5 Rand on the floor. Francois Scholz. So happy that Roland is doing so much traveling in real life. It's most of it done by the traveling channel on DSTV.
Whoa, remember that? DSTV 100 channels, remember that?
I know. Looking forward to watching 100 videos, 100 days. It's going to be fantastic.
Yep.
And you've got to subscribe to YouTube. You push that bell, right?
That's one thing I just want to say. Please go to the YouTube channel and click subscribe. It's not one of those things where they're going to be messaging you the whole time. If you want to be messaged about everything we do, there's a bell. There is a little bell, like with your channel. Like right now, if you're on Gino Spot, you want to know everything that's happening, you click the bell. It's going to let you know. But if you don't click the bell, you click subscribe, then what that does as well is it tells YouTube, even if you click follow on TikTok or on Facebook, it tells the channel, hey, these people want to see this, and then the channel helps us by letting you see more of it and introducing it to other people. And people don't realize how much they can help you just by, especially on YouTube, clicking that subscribe button, and on all these different channels, like with yours, watching. So
Gino Spot, you can also subscribe
Gino Spot,
there while you're
don't click the button. And if you want to know every time it's going to do something, click the other little bell, and then you'll be the first. Because you're the first to know.
It's just every time it's live.
You know those friends who always say to them, "I know who Gino's talking to," and they are, "How did you know?" They click the bell.
Click the bell, and
but click the subscribe button, please. This channel for sure, because the work you're doing, incredible. I feel like you have really given us the people and the stories.
I hope so. You know,
especially PE Eastern Cape. You really have.
Even for me, it's been an amazing journey because you just learn something from everybody, and the work that's had to go into some of these companies and projects and things that these guys are doing. And the Eastern Cape is full of amazing people.
That's the truth.
Good people here.
That's the truth. That is the truth. And let's just rewind one step. Thank you for the work you've done. This whole place building incredible.
No problem.
Incredible.
I mean, 100 days means 100 places.
So let's just specify 100 days of adventure. Because there's some places that it takes you a day to get into.
To get there. Okay.
So there can be an adventure on the way in. And on the way out, etc. But it's 100 days, and it's going to be relentless. There will be videos, and we're committing to 100 videos. So there will be, some of them will be those beautiful cinematic ones. Others are going to be these reels that is high impact. Others are going to be reflections. Others are going to be scenery. But there will be 100. And I'm telling you now, you probably, if you knew I was going to say this, you wouldn't. But it's going to be more than 100. I can easily say that because he's got to edit.
Absolutely. That's what I'm saying.
Tapas 25th, you're all invited. You can come on 7:30. Just pull in there, say how's it, and then just we will have our installation display, which will be very, very exciting. We can't talk about it now yet, but it will be very exciting. And please, in the meantime, great adventure, guys, on TikTok. You're watching right now. The YouTubers, the Facebookers. Facebook, YouTube, X, Instagram, and TikTok. Great adventure, guys. Search us, follow, and especially the YouTube. Click that subscribe. It won't be a bother to you. If you want it to let you know what's going on, hit the bell like you do for Ginos, so you know what's coming. You see. So please just go along and follow that. Send us those ideas, like Philip was saying. If there's something somewhere where you are that is interesting and needs to be talked about, and also we can bring like a spotlight to places where people should be going.
Totally.
You know, like, and the idea is we really just want the continued success of not only the people who are working there and making those places possible for us, but also for you to be able to get there. Because if we all sit here and go, 10 years from now, I'd really love to go to New Bethesda. And in the meantime, no one's been there. Or to Craddock, or to Zubert, or bro!
Henry gave me this beautiful.
If nobody,
gin, he gave me this beautiful gin. Frank.
That's how we started the show.
Henry,
thank you. But now imagine no one is getting to Henry. No one is going. And they built it. Hogs back. I mean,
he's just redone that place. Zuberg is just looking beautiful.
Well, Henry, give us a call. We'd like to be there. And I'm just saying, it doesn't have to involve gin. If you'll give Frank an open door and a green laser, I will share the gin. But don't worry, we really want these places to be celebrated, and we want you to have yours. Tell your new stories. Be inspired. Join us on the ride. And if you are, you get your busy patch. Like some people work in December, and that's their busy patch. Other people go on holiday. Right now, the people who are perhaps in your busy patch, you can't go on right now. Just spend a few minutes. Come with us. Have some fun.
Fantastic.
And laughs guaranteed.
Good. Roland, it's been fantastic. And Frank, absolute pleasure to meet you.
Thank you.
And I can't wait for your geology lessons. I'll be the first one listening as well. And Roland, best of luck in the bikini.
Allegedly, potentially, or a better surprise.
Remember to floss afterwards.
You think you're joking? You think you know what's going to happen? The surprise headed your way is magnitude 5.7. Just saying, on the right there scale.
And thank you for joining us on Gino's Spot tonight. Fantastic to have these guests on. I love it. We'll be watching your journey, Roland, and we'll have a catch up when you get back, or even in between. We'll maybe catch you at 50 days and see what's happening. Excellent. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you to Fitch and Leeds, our sponsors, and to Amobia for our internet. Nikki and the guys at Amobia, they do our internet.
Brilliant.
And of course,
brilliant.
To Grace for our lovely food as well.
Thank you, Grace.
Cheers, guys.
Thank you, Grace.
We'll see you next week.
Thank you.